All right, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good day today. Happy Saturday, everybody who today is their Saturday. It is my Saturday. Sorry about last night, everybody. Um, yeah, I just wasn't feeling. Again, I got struck by the not feeling good bug. And I just didn't have. I didn't have. I guess like again, I'm trying to get into the mode where if I don't have the correct, as much as I'm striving to maintain um, the regular schedule, it's like lately if I don't have what it takes to give the full attention to the stream, like I'm trying to get into the thing where I'm telling myself it's okay to take a break. You know what I'm saying? So last night I had to take a break. I had to I had to just get some more rest and give my brain a little bit of put it into to neutral for the night and just get some sleep because I was intending to stream and jump back on it where we left off with Wi-Fi, but by the time I was getting ready to after dinner, got dinner ready and everything else, and sat down with the kids, I started getting this wicked headache again. These headaches like all of a sudden just begin just been getting progressively worse. So sorry about it, but hey, it is what it is. I hope you guys can forgive me. You guys are awesome. You guys are all awesome people, so I know you guys won't hold it against me. Again, it's all so I can give the most attention to what we're doing here during the stream. So if my brain isn't with it, then I won't be able to give the full attention to the study and everything else. I just won't absorb either. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I have to ensure that my brain is geared for what we're doing and stuff like that. Yeah, CCNA baby, let's go. What's up? What is it? Tycho Obama? Tycho Obama, how we doing today? I'm glad to see you're so excited about CCNA baby. Today we're going to because it's what I've been talking about lately. Well, it's what the direction obviously I'm going in. We're going to take not so much like a side path, but we're going to be diving into some Python today, some very basic Python. And I have a way in which I think will be like an intro dive into Python. Yeah. So pretty much from beginning, from super fundamental, basic beginning, we're going to be diving into today. And I have some experience with Python, with coding in Python and stuff like that. I've written a calculator before and stuff like that. But it's been a while. It's been a while since I've Python 3, Python 3 and up. Python 2.7 is as much as people have written probably some great programs in 2.7, it is pretty much you can't rely on because it's just not what's the word I'm looking for? It's ever since Python 3.6, yeah, it's dead. It's just not back Python 3 ever since I believe it was like Python 3.6. Ever since that dropped, Python 2. Anything under Python 2.7 and under is not backwards compatible any longer. So we're going to be using most likely Python 3.9. I got a brand new VM. We're going to be I just booted up a brand new VM, Linux desktop. So we're going to be using some educational software. We're going to be using Codecademy to run through some of the basics, and then we're going to be labbing some simple labs up on a Linux box, Linux VM. Oh, so yeah, so I use VMware Workstation Pro as my layer 2, and then I use EXXi as where I do all of my that's where I pretty much boot up all of my VMs from there is off of my EXXi server. But I host that off of VMware Workstation Pro. Yeah, and I'll show you that and stuff like that. Here, let's just dive. Let's kind of dive right into things here. Let me switch over to my scenes. All right. Woo, hello. All right. Just drop this down. All right. Oh yeah, programming time. Yeah, so like I said, I use EXXi to pretty much do all of my virtualization and stuff like that. So I just booted this up. It wants to come up. I just booted this up right here. A brand new Ubuntu. Let me just open it up as a console. Tab. There we go. How much does it cost, or if it's free? I believe there is. I believe there is a free version of ESXi. Um, I believe there is like a trial version, like most things. We're gonna go through the uh, command line to do the update. So I believe there is a free, like a free trial version of ESXi. I have that the server I have is I use a register server. Um, it was about I believe the license for the one I have it was pretty pricey. It was pretty pricey. It was about I think like $500 or $600 for the license for that. But in my opinion, it's worth it, and it'll continue to be worth it. Just because I'm going to be using that knowledge that I'm gaining in ESXi. So that's lifetime. That was a lifetime license fee. With at least I believe it came with 3 years of update support. So I have 3 years of update support, but it's a lifetime license. So again, it's not a bad price. Again, I need to be, it's going to be worth it because of the time I need to be spending in that to learn that software, stuff like that. Because if you're familiar with like Proxmox, obviously I could have done all of that in Proxmox and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Um, so yeah, but again, the reason why I do all this is because it is a layer one. So pretty much I can bare metal image this right onto another server. You know what I'm saying? Which I am going to be doing eventually because I do it. Also, it comes with 2 licenses too, so that cost also includes 2 servers as well. And I'm only utilizing 1 license right now, but I have a license to another server. Once I get I want another independent server because I'm also going to be doing what it's called VM VM motion, where you can pretty much um, swap. You can pretty much move VMs from server to server um, without at least seeing any downtime between the actual VMs. That way you can do updates and stuff like that, and be able to still host VMs and stuff like that. So it's just some interesting stuff that we're going to be diving into. But yeah, like I said, so we're going to be going over to Code Academy. I have I got to change my thing here. Where's my header? There's my header. That's better. Python study stream today. That's what we're doing. I got my coffee and I'm ready. Oh, I got my coffee too. We're both in the right spot then. Coffee. All right. So yeah. So we got a couple things up. We got our Linux lab. We got our Linux lab going up here. Let me just hit this with a. Let me hit this with an update real quick. So this is a brand new VM. We just booted up. We'll hit this with a update real quick. And then let's start. So again, I've gone through, not all the way through this syllabus, but let's read the syllabus real quick. So what are we going to be learning? Just some, I did believe it's going to be in this whole one. It's going to be pretty basic. What do we got? So we got Hello World, some quizzes, block letters. We got a little project to be doing. We'll see how many lessons we can get through today during this stream here. So if you're not familiar, Codecademy is wicked awesome. I've used it a lot in the beginning of when I was trying to learn how to code in Python. And they do have like a basic free trial if you guys are interested in trying it out. All right, let's just do a. Upgrade. Hit that with an upgrade real quick. And that's going to do its thing. All right. So what do we got? Python is a programming language. Python is a programming language like other languages. It gives you a way to communicate ideas in case of in the case of a programming language, the ideas are commands that people use to communicate with computers. We convoy our commands to the computer by writing them in text files using a programming language. These files are called programs. Running a program means telling a computer to read a text file, translate it into a set of operations that it understands, and performs these actions. All right, change the Codecademy, all right, to your name in the script to the right. Run the code to see how it does. As soon as you're ready, move to the next exercise and begin learning with the program. All right, so we got some cheat sheets we can take a look at too. So let's go to here, and we'll go over as we progress. Maybe I'll change over to my whiteboard scene too as well, and we can kind of go over, some of the operators, some of the terminology behind what things kind of mean and what they kind of do and why things are the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we using the equal sign? Why are we using the quotation marks, the brackets, and everything else? So let's do this. Let's just change this to, we'll say Joe. All right. And we're going to say, print hello, hello and welcome, plus my name. All right. Plus exclamation point. So let's see what happens. And how do you make these on this thing? There we go. And again, so it printed hello and welcome, Joe, like we put our name. All right. And that is because we're using, again, it's using the print command. Now I want to make sure I'm calling the commands and everything right. But we'll dive into that. All right, so let's go to next. Iconically, the first thing we're going to show you is how to tell a computer to ignore parts of the program. Text written in a program but not run by the computer is called comments. So comments are very important when you're writing programs for yourself and for others as well. I learned that when I wrote my calculator, because like say you write a program and then you don't touch it for 6 months and you go back and you look at it, boy, it can look like a hot mess. You go back to it, you might not even be able to understand what you did 6 months ago. So that's why they encourage that commenting in your program is an important tool to what you're doing. All right, but not run. Python interprets everything after the hashtag as a comment. Comments can be provide the context for something that is written in the way. So here we go. So yada yada yada. This is a variable that we use the count number, any tweets. All right. Help other people read your understand it faster. Ignore a line of code and see it in your program without running it. Okay. So that's also a useful thing too. Is to comment out parts of your code that maybe you're working on, and maybe something might not work right if you add another piece of code. So you just want to run one piece before you introduce another piece of that code. So maybe you'll comment that piece out and then run it as is, and then uncomment that other piece back in, and then see how it all runs together. So that's why commenting is it's a usable tool. All right. Documentation is important. Write a comment. All right, so here we go. We'll pretty much say first comment. Cool, and we'll run it. All right, cool. So we did our first comment. Okay. All right. So print. So now that we've gone now that we've gone to do this is to teach our computer to communicate. The gift of speech is valuable. A computer can answer many questions we have about how and why and what it's doing. In Python, the print with the two brackets function is used to tell the computer to talk. This message is printed. It's printed to the how would I say that? It is printed to the, it is an output, but it gets printed to the, I'm trying to think of the correct term. I believe it's going to elaborate on the correct terminology as we go here. So, print function. All right, so it is a function. All right, is used to tell the computer to talk. These messages will be printed, should be surrounded by quotes. Okay, so it's just going over the print, and it's just given, this is something at work. At Work of My Soul, which I do not understand. And that's just an excerpt, I believe, from Frankenstein. All right. In the above example, we directed our program to print an excerpt from a notable book. This prints the printed word that appears as a result of the print function. Okay, so the print function are referred to output as an output. All right, the output of this example program will be, again, this is something out of my soul, which I do not understand. All right, so let's do the iconic print. And we're going to be using the double quotation marks, all right, as just a standard going forward. Okay, we can use the single quotation marks, but as a standard going forward, we're going to be using the double quotation marks. Okay, so we're going to just do the iconic hello world. All right, run that, and it prints hello world. All right, so you can see how it's not going to output the print or the brackets or the quotation marks. It's going to simply print hello world. All right, so it's taken, this function is pretty much taken what we've entered in here, all right, surrounded by these double quotation marks, and it's going to, again, it's going to take what this is right here. So no matter what we've put in here, all right. Now there are some like side code indentations that we are going to be learning about and using later on, like the backslash, like the backslash n. There's the f function, I believe it's the f function and stuff like that. That'll come down the road when we get into more complicated type coding here. All right. Let's just see how this VM is doing here. A couple things I want to do. apt git install, and we're gonna download idle. All right. I like idle as an IDE just because it's simple. It's simple and it works great. All right. So we're just going to be downloading idle to this VM here. And let me just make sure we have Vim. We don't have Vim. And I'm going to download Vim too as well. I love Vim. Every Linux machine, I always say I must have Vim. All right. So we're looking pretty good. All right, and let's do, let's make a, actually, let's go to, let's make a Python real quick. So let's make a Python lab. Called Python lab. All right. CD over to it. All right. And then what we'll do, this is where we'll make our code and stuff like that, is in this Python lab folder. All right. And then as well too, so I made in my Discord channel as well, I made a new Python lab channel. All right. So what we're going to be doing as we're writing our own code on this Linux machine, I'm going to upload that to Git. So again, you guys, just like what I do with my Cisco modeling lab labs as well, you guys can take a look at that on Git, and you don't need Python or anything downloaded to your systems, your phones, whatever you want to look at it on. That way, you guys can take a look at the code. You don't even need a account for GitHub either to take a look at that code either. You can just click on it and it'll just bring you to the GitHub website. It'll bring you right to my repository. So I just made a new repository called the Git Labs. Real easy peasy, a little lemon squeezy. All right. So here we'll open up a we'll open up idle real quick. This just opens up a an idle terminal, or an idle shell. How's that? An idle shell for us to do some basic coding in. And we'll go over that same. And what's cool about idle too is it does do some code completion stuff too. So again, this is just a simple thing that we just did over at Code Academy, so you guys can see that it works the same way. It's not just Code Academy, it's actual real Python coding here. All right. And I can run that same thing again. Was it Alt P? There you go. Alt P will bring it back up. And it is the \n here. So if we run that right there, the /, and you'll see that again, that's how you would break it down. And those are just some of the different. There's a whole list of them, but that's one of the more basic ones, the /n, to give you that. Again, can you guys, if you guys are having a hard time seeing that, I can make my screen a little bit bigger for you guys too as well. There you go, guys. So that way you guys can see what we're doing, and we'll go back and forth to that other one, see when we go to Codecademy as well. So again, Python is wicked neat. So all right, let's go back over to Codecademy now. All right. So the next lesson, we're going to be going over strings. All right. Computer programmers refer to blocks of text as strings. In our last exercise, we created a string called, quote, hello world. All right. In Python, a string is either surrounded by double quotes, okay, or single quotes. It doesn't matter which kind you use, just be consistent, okay? And that's what I'm saying. We're going to be consistent on what we're going to be using. We're just going to be utilizing the double quotes, all right, for our sake. So again, we can be consistent. All right. Print your name using the print command. All right, cool. So back, we'll do the print. All right, say Joe. All right, so Control Enter, look at it. And it prints Joe. Very good. All right. If your print statement uses double quotes, change them to single quotes, and yada yada yada. Okay, so we're gonna change it, and we're gonna change it to single quotes. It's just so we can. And it printed again. It utilizes in this. The thing is this is going to come into play later on. There are some manipulation things you can do with triple quotes and stuff like that, but that'll come in later. All right. So we've gone over the two examples with the double quotes and the single quotations. Very good. All right. Next lesson. Variables. All right. Programming languages often offer a method of storing data for reuse. If there is a greeting we want to present, a date we need to reuse, or a user ID we need to remember, we need to create a variable. All right, variable. So we just went over a function. Now we're talking about a variable. Okay, which can store a value. Okay, variables can store values. In Python, we assign variables by using the equal sign. All right, very easy. The equal sign. All right, message string hello there. Okay, so that hello there. That hello there text string, so that text string hello there is now going to be it's going to be saved under the message string now. Okay, all right. So when we print the message string, it's going to print the hello there. Okay, it's not going to print message string. It's going to print the variable that we just saved in it. All right. So this equal sign denotes that we're saving something as a variable to a variable. Okay, how's that? Saving something to a variable, and we denote a variable. I believe you can't. Variables are usually, I want to say, like it's gonna go over that too. Lowercase, and we can't start with numbers. We can't start with numbers. I believe, yeah. So there's some there is some, how do I say this? Like, there's a fashion to what a variable should look like and can look like. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right. In the above examples, we store the message hello there in a variable called message string. Our variables can't have spaces. There we go. All right, so now it's talking about variables can't have spaces in their names other than an underscore. Okay, so they can't have spaces. All right. other than an underscore. So we can utilize the underscore, which this is using it right here. It's utilizing the underscore. They can't begin with a number, but they can have numbers after the first letter, okay? So we can't begin with, 5, 6, 7, whatever. It has to start, again, here we go. So there's an example right there. Cool variable, cool underscore variable underscore 5. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? And we can have a variation of multiple different variables. And we can go over, again, to the Linux machine here. And let me switch my scenes. And we can make a couple of variables. So we'll say hello1, use the underscore. All right, we'll give it the equals, and we'll give it hello there. All right, and then we'll give another name. We'll say name underscore 1. All right, we'll denote that as Bob. All right, and then we can say print. We'll say, no quotes, we'll say hello there. Hello, plus, we'll use the quote, give it the space, okay? We'll say my name is, and that, actually, let's give that a space, give that a quote, give that a plus sign, and we're going to say name. Okay. All right. Hello there. My name is Bob. Okay, cool. So, did you guys see how that kind of works? Where, yeah, nice. So, we're saving these strings, 2 variables, okay? All right, and again, that's being denoted by this equal sign here, all right? And this print function, what's cool about idle, again, it's the very most basic Python IDE you can use, but it gives you some different coloration too, so you can kind of it kind of works on your senses, all right? So we're using the print function, okay? All right, again, denoted by, we're putting it into these brackets here, and we're simply using the variables, all right? We gave it the hello, all right, which then uses the text string hello there, all right, hello there. I know I kind of capitalized that, but we can fix that. So if we go back to, and we can fix this, we save that now. All right, now we can go back and we can run this again, and it should give us the new. All right, so we just made a correction. We actually just made a correction to our variable, okay? So that variable, you can override, or it's like resaving something to that. Now, if we were to clear this, if we were to restart the shell all over again, it's going to pretty much erase all of our data in our variables, all right? But we can always go back and rewrite information to our variables to make a correction to something or anything like that. And that's how you do it. Now, there's always a couple ways you can do things, but that's how you would do it, off of pretty much using it off of the shell, all right? Now, if you were to just write that in your program, you would just go back to wherever you put that initial variable and then make that correction there. But if you're doing it from the shell, that's in my opinion the simplest way to fix a text string, in a variable like that. All right. So there we go. A very good. All right, let's go back over here. All right, so in the above, what do we got? Hello there is a variable called message string. Yep. The variable can't have spaces, symbols. We just went over that. Okay. It's no coincidence we call these creatures variables. All right. if the content of a program changes, we can update variables, but perform the same logic process on it. And so there you go again. So it actually just went over what we kind of just covered here, where we updated the variable. So from hello there, it just updated the variable to hasta la vista. All right. Above, we created a variable message string, assign, all right, a message welcome, and print the greeting. After we greet the user, we want to wish them goodbye. We update the update message string to a departure message and print it out. All right. Update the variable mail to reflect each mail of the day before we print it. All right. So what do we want? So we have we've defined the variable mail here to the name of the food we ate for breakfast, English muffin. Cool. Print out English muffin. And it's going to print out English muffin. Now we update the mail. To lunch, we'll say pizza. Everybody loves pizza, right? Print out lunch. And now, okay, let's run that. All right, very good. Pizza. We ran pizza twice. That's cool. All right. Take a sip of me coffee. All right. Humans are prone to making mistakes. Humans are also typical in charge of creating computer programs. To compensate, program languages attempt to understand and explain mistakes made in their programs. Python refers to these mistakes as errors and will point out the location of where an error occurs with the caret character. Okay, so the caret character. So that is the it's like the arrow pointing up character. That's the caret. All right. When programs throw errors that we didn't expect to encounter, we call these errors bugs. All right, so we've got some buggy bugs in our program. All right, programmers call the process of updating the program so that it no longer produces unexpected errors. All right, debugging it. All right, debugging it. Two common errors that we encounter while writing Python are syntax errors, and name errors. Syntax errors means that there is something wrong in the way our program is written. Punctuation that doesn't belong, a command where it's not expected, or a missing parentheses can all trigger syntax errors. And that, if you're used to doing anything on the command line and making mistakes on the command line, you've seen syntax errors. If you've used, like Linux command lines, Windows command lines, and you haven't per se entered a command incorrectly, you'll get syntax errors. Same thing. All right. A name error occurs when a Python interpreter sees a word it does not recognize. Code that contains something that looks like a variable but has never been defined will throw a name error. All right. You might encounter a syntax error if you open a string with double quotes and end it with a single quote. Update the string so that it starts and ends with the same punctuation. You might encounter a name error if you try to print a single word string but fail to put it in any quotes around it. Python expects the word of a string to be defined elsewhere but can't find it where it's defined. Add quotes to either side of the string to squash this bug. Squash the bug, I like that. Update the malformed string in the workspace to all the strings. Okay, so let's update this to a double quote. All right, and let's hit that with some quotes. And let's run that. All right. This message has mismatched quotes, so we fixed the mix matching quotes here. All right. And we've put this new text string inside of quotes. Okay. That way we don't get the name error or the syntax errors. Okay. Very good. Next. All right. Numbers. Computers can understand much more than just strings of text. Python has a few numeric data types. It has multiple ways of storing numbers. Which one you use depends on your intended purpose for the number you're saving. An integer or an int. All right, an int is a whole number. It has no decimal point. It contains only numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to whatever. All right, so it's counting whole numbers, as well as negative counterparts and the number 0. If you were counting the number of people in a room, the number of jelly beans in a jar, the number of keys on a keyboard, you would use an integer. Okay, an integer. A floating point number, or a float, is a decimal number. It can be used to represent fractional quantities, as well as precise measurements. If you were measuring the length of a bedroom wall, calculating the average test scores of the 7th grade class, or storing baseball players' batting averages from 1998, you would likely use a float. All right, a float. Numbers can be assigned to variables using a literal program. So we have an int and we have a float. All right. Above we define an int and a float as the variables. An int and a float. We print out the sum of the variable and int with the number 3. We call the number 3 has here a literal. Okay. Meaning it actually the number 3. And not a variable with the number 3 assigned to it. Okay. All right. So floating point numbers can behave in some unexpected ways due to how computers store them. For some more information on floating point numbers, review the Python documentation on floating point limitations. Okay. And that can get floating point numbers and stuff like that. You got to learn how to work with them. But they have their purpose in particular in certain type of programming needs as well. Now we'll go back to when I wrote the calculator that I wrote. It wasn't so much a calculator; it was an IPv4 information finder, where you would put in an IPv4 address, and it would tell you what kind of what information about it. If it was a private, public address, the RFCs to find more information about it, and so on and so forth, and how many subnets that address had. And because when you're entering an IPv4 address, we'll say for instance 192.168, yada yada yada, but you're putting the points down there, and those, when you start doing that, Python needs to know what you're doing and what you want to do with these numbers. Okay. All right. Let's continue on with the lesson. A recent moviegoer has experienced experience has you excited to publish a review. You rush out of the cinema and hastily begin programming to create your movie review website. Woo! The big screen's greatest scenes decided by a machine. Create the following variables and assign it an integer number to them. All right. So okay. So we're gonna assign these. We'll say 2021. Very good. And we'll say 2. All right, then it says, all right, so let's just run that real quick. All right, now it says, now create a variable rating out of 10 and assign it to a float. And we'll give it a 9.5. All right. Again, so, and there is a way that we can, let's go back to my machine here. Now, there is a way we can take a look at this. So if we say int, we'll say int a or int 1, whatever. Let's say 2. We can say, and then we'll say float, let's say FLT, say 1 equals 2.0. We can hit with the type. All right, class int, okay? Class int, and then we can do that same thing. Type, say FLT. Class float. All right, so we didn't code that int underscore 1 isn't anything. We didn't code that to represent what we're talking about, nor did we do that when we did the FLT underscore 1. Okay, all right, but Python knows it knows it's an int. All right, and it knows this is a float. Okay. All right, so we use the type function to see what we got going on. So we have class int, right, and that's represented by this variable right here, and we have type FLT underscore 1, and that's giving us the class float, okay, represented by this variable that we gave this floating number to, okay. All right, let's go back over to Code Academy. All right, let's go to the next lesson now. And more coffee. All right, so calculations. Computers obviously excel at performing calculations. Good, because I'm horrible at arithmetic. The compute, and the name comes from their historical association with providing answers to mathematical questions. Python performs addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division with the all in good number, the plus sign, minus sign, the asterisk. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? The asterisk? Is that what it would be? Yeah, the asterisk in the slash, because that's not the backslash. That's just the regular slash, right? Yeah, regular slash. All right. And again, it can perform simple to complex math. Python is super good at math. That's kind of like where it's it makes doing math very easy. All right, you can almost sit there and you can input your whole math questions right into it, and it'll give you the correct answers every time. All right, notice when and where. Notice that when we perform division, the results has a decimal place. This is because Python converts all ints to floats, performing division. In older versions, Python 2.7 and earlier, this conversion did not happen. An integer division would always round down to the nearest integer. Okay, division can throw its own special error, zero division error. Python will raise this error when attempting to divide by 0. All right. Mathematical operations in Python follow the standard order of operations. So the order of operations, we can take a look at that. So if that goes to with the parenthesis not the parentheses, but the brackets on where you place them, it will actually do. It follows the same rules of order operations, the standard rules of order operations. How's that? All right. Print out the results for this equation. All right, cool. All right, so here's our results right there. Nice, cool, big old number. All right, very good. And again, did you see how I did that? We just used the print function. All right, we used we're using the print function. The print function is very useful, and you'll use that print function a lot, especially in the beginning of learning how to code in Python and stuff like that. Print function, you'll use it a lot. All right, let's go next. All right, changing numbers. Cool. Variables that are assigned numeric values can be treated the same as the number values themselves. Two variables can be added together by dividing 2 and multiplied by the third value without Python distinguishing between the variables and literals, like the number 2 in this example. Performing the on the variables does not change the variable. You can only update the variable using the equals sign. All right. Yada, yada, yada. All right. Yeah, so he's just going over again how we just took a look at that, and we could again go over here, go to the lab, and we'll say my num equals 2, your num equals 1. We'll do a simple equation between them two. All right, so we'll do print my num plus your num. We get 3. Oh, very good. So what we did was we use the variables. Num, all right, is equal to 2. All right, so the variable my num is equal to 2. The variable your num is equal to 1. So obviously 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, and again we can update that. We'll update your num to 3. All right, and we'll run that code again. And now we get 5. Okay, so that's how we update our, like we did before with the hello there, when we updated that variable cost, or that variable itself, the data that's saved to that variable. All right. Change scenes again. All right. To create two variables and assign the numeric value to them, then we perform a calculation on them. This doesn't update the variable. When we update the coffee price, the variable, and perform the calculation again, they use the updated variable. Yeah. All right. You've decided to get into quilting. Ooh, get into quilting. That sounds like fun. To calculate the number of squares you need for your first quilt, let's create two variables: quilt width and quilt length. Let's make the first quilt 8 squares wide, and we'll make 8 squares long. print out the number of squares you'll need to create the quilt. So we're going to do quilt length times quilt width. Come on, work, mouse. All right, so we got 96. Very good. All right. It turns out that hi, hummy, LOL. Hi, baby. I'm on the PC. Oh, are you on your computer? Nice. All right. It turns out that that quilt, it's better than the phone. I bet it looks better on the phone too. You can actually see. You probably can actually see what I'm doing on the from the PC than on the little phone screen. Right? Yep. Oh, I think my baby needs a hugs. I can see it all. Here's a hug. I'm deleting my other account. What other account? You have multiple accounts on the phone. Huh? What are you talking about? Deleting the app, you mean? Oh, you made a new account? Oh. Oh. That's cool. You love changing things up. All right. It turns out that the quilt required a little bit more material than you have on hand. Let's make the let's make the quilt 8 squares long. How many squares will be needed then? Okay, so again, we'll just go down here. We'll update our value again, and then we'll just run this code again. And there we go. So we've updated our value and we ran that code again, giving us 64. Okay, all right, very good. All right, Python can also perform exponents, all right, in written math. You might see an exponent as a superscript number, but typing superscript numbers isn't always easy on modern keyboards, since this operation is so related to multiplication. We can use the notation with the double asterisk. All right. So print. Yep. So this is like doing the powers of 2. All right, or the powers to be. What's up, Prosper? How we doing, brother? We're doing some Python coding today. Good to see you, my friend. How's everything been, my brother? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. All right, here we compute some simple exponents. We calculate the... That's not a raise. $500 for a... Whoa! $500 for a charity. Good for you, man. Dude, that's awesome. Good for you, brother. What charity was it, man? That is awesome, Prosper. Yeah, too bad. That's awesome, dude. What charity was it, man? What were you trying to raise money for? Or who were you trying to raise money for? Shout out to Prosper, everybody. You're doing it the entire month? Where do we you plug where do we find where can we find how to donate to that, Prosper? Loveland Community Kitchen. They help give hot meals to food to people who can't afford it. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Right? Yeah, let me you know what to do. Um whisper that to me. No. Whisper that. Yeah, can you give me some more coffee? Whisper that to me, and then I'll plug that in the chat. Prosper. Yeah, no, just whisper it to. Yeah, if you whisper it to me, I'll plug it into the chat. I still have that thing um, blocking links from. I could put links into the chat, but I still have it blocking links just because of just trying to protect. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to protect everybody. But definitely whisper that to me, and I'll plug that right into the chat. Thanks, baby. Did you?
I'm watching you.
Thank you, baby.
TikTok live.
All right, everybody. So if you take a look into the chat right now, guys. I plugged the link. That's to get you guys over to my boy Prosper charities that he's trying to raise money to, and that's to the Loveland Community Kitchens, and they where they help people get hot meals that they can't afford. So awesome, Prosper. Good looking out, man. That's awesome, dude. So if you guys are, yeah. So if you guys are up to it, man. If you can afford it, there's a great charity for you guys to donate to. Thank you for the coffee, baby. How's the stream been going, though, man? Uh, for every $10 more you donate, enter to win a fully prized game on the stream. And everything less than $10, you're entered to win a game called Cyber Shadow. Ooh. So listen. Oh snap! What do we get as a follow? So there you go, guys. So oh, Shea Bay 33. Good look at the follow. So so there you go, guys. So if you donate anything above $10, you're entered to win a game, and anything under $10, you can also win a game called Cyber Shadow. Cool beans. That's cool. Cool. I love having you stop by, Prosper. You make my day. You pump me up, Prosper. Oh snap! Good looking out, JB. Heck yeah. Yeah, Prosper wouldn't promote anything if it wasn't legit. Don't you worry. Yeah, that's awesome. Good looking out, JB. You're the best. You are the best. All right. All right. All right. Here we compute some simple exponents. We calculate calculate 2 to the 10th power, 8 to the 2nd power, 9 to the 3rd power, and 4th, and beyond and on. So again, the double asterisk denotes, all right, exponent. So that you're just doing like the powers of. So again, if we go over to our Linux machine here. Oh, it did not let me password, does it? Take that password back. And if we just do the print function here, all right, and we'll do like the powers of 2, 2 to the power of 2, all right, 2 to the power of 2 is 4, all right, 2 to the power of 3, all right, and we can go on and on. All right, 16. Oh, snap. Oh, snap, good looks. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for hosting me, Shay Bay. I appreciate that. With one viewer. That's awesome. Go looking out. This has been an awesome stream. You're awesome, Shay Bay. You're awesome. I love you. All right. Again, so very easy. So exponents, all right, just super easy, just denoted by the double asterisks here, all right, and we can go all the way up the food chain. You know, again, very easy. All right, 32, and then so on and so forth. All right, we won't spend too much time on that. Let's get back over to the scene now. All right. All right. So here we go. So you really like how the square quilts from the last exercise came out, and you decided that all quilts that you make will be a square from now on. Using the X1 operator, print out how many squares you need for a 6x6 quilt, a 7x7 quilt, and an 8x8 quilt. All right, so let's do it. So we'll print. Sure, I got my chat up too as well. So we got 6 denoted the quilt. All right. Love the emoji. Let's get him to 200 followers. Woo! That'll blow my mind. Wow. Oh, Squid. Crazy Joe. What are you doing? There we go. Going too big. All right. So we just, yeah, cool. We use the 6 squared, 7 squared, 8 squared to make square quilts. Very good. All right. Your 6x6 quilt has taken off so well. 6 people have six people have each requested 6 quilts. Cool. Print out how many tiles you need to make each 6 quilt for 6 people. So what do? We'll just print 6, 2 times 6, right? Oh, 6 to the 3rd. I guess would be the answer. There we go. My math is horrible. Horrible math. All right. So there we go. Very good. All right. That word is always mon module, Mondello. It's like the beer, Mondello. If you drink Mondello beer. It's pretty much denoted by this percent sign. And this has the how would I pronounce that word? The module? No, I didn't. Mondello, whatever. Python offers a companion to the division operators called the Mondello. I'm gonna call it the Mondello. How's that? Because I love Mondello beer. Called the Mondello operator. The Mondello operator is indicated by the percent sign, so the historical percent sign there, and gives the remainder of division calculations. All right. If the number is divisible, then the result of the Mondello operator will be 0. So there we go. So print 4 because 29 divided by 5 is 5. The remainder of it would be 4. So it would print 4. Okay. So it's just printing the remainder of whatever you're trying to, whatever you're doing the division by. So it's doing the division, and then it's giving you the remainder of that division. Okay, that's what that Mondello operator is doing. Okay, the Mondello operator is useful in programming when you want to perform an action every nth time the code is run. So it's just saying like every so and so time the code is run can result in the Mondello operator being larger than the divisioner. Why and why not? So you're trying to divide a group into 4 teams. All of you count off. Oh, thank you for the hug. All of you count off, and you get the number 0. Find out your team number by computing 27 using the Mondello operator by 4. Save the value to my team. All right, so we'll do the print. We'll do my team equals the value for my team did not match the unexpected value. So let's redo that then. Probably doesn't like the way I did that. Let's say my team equals 3. All right, so that's how I wanted it to be coded. It didn't like it the other way I did it. So even though we could have ran it the other way with the way I had it, that's how I would have. If I wanted to save that program or that to that, that's how I would have ran it. I would have said my team equals, and we can use the print statement on that. Okay, and again, we could have done that same And it got us that answer every time. I'll show you. All right, again, and then every time we run my team, wait, that only gives it the one time. Now it's saying run type. Oh, because we would have to save it as a. We would have to save that as a. I guess if we did this. Ran my team. There we go. That's how I guess I would write that as a reusable. But that would be a function I just wrote. Yeah, that's how I would write. So if we did a type, it'd be a function now, right? Still coming up as nothing, but we can continue to write. We can continue to run that though, and it'll come up with 3 every time now. But we just wrote that as a function now. But that's how I would write something like that if I wanted that value to be in that every time. I guess so. Something like that. Again, this is why we're going back and we're starting from the beginning all over again. Print out my team. What numbers? What number team are you on? Cool. Food for thought. What number team are the 2 people next to you? Next to you, 26 and 28, so on. What are the numbers for all 4 teams? Optional challenge question. Food for thought. What number teams are the 2 people next to you, 26 and 28, on? What are the numbers for all 4 teams? How would we come to that? How would we figure that one out? Oh, so again, we'll just do the print. Do the print. Do 20, we'll say 26. So it would be 2. So it would be their team equals 2. There you go. So their team equals 2. Very good. All right. Concatenation. Ooh, we're getting into the big words. All right. The plus sign, the plus sign operator doesn't just add 2 numbers. It can also add 2 strings. The process of combining 2 strings is called string concatenation. Performing string concatenation creates a brand new string comprised of the first string contents followed by a second string contents without any added spaces in between them. All right. So what do we got? So we got greeting text, question text. All right. Full text equals greeting text plus question text. So we have, oh snap, who do we got as a follow? Oh, thank you for hosting me. Shay Bay 1987, thank you for hosting me. You're hosting me twice. You crazy girl. All right. All right. So we're doing some string concatenation, okay? Without any added spaces in between. All right. In the simple code, we create two variables that hold strings and then concatenate them. But we noticed that the results was missing a space between them. Let's add a space between them using the same concatenation operator. So we're going to be using that same operator, okay? And we're going to be printing the full text. All right. Now the code prints the message we expected. If we want to concatenate a string with a number, we will add the, we need to make the number first a string using the string. All right, the string function, okay? If we are trying to print using the print function and renumerate the value, you have to use commas to pass it, it as a different argument rather than converting it into a string. All right. So here we go. I am 10 years old today. Cool. And so again, what they've done is they've used the string function, so the str, the string function, to turn this int into a string. All right. So they've turned this int into a string. All right. And we can take a look at that again. And I gotta change that to stay logged in and not continue to log me out there. Well, let's fix that then. Go to settings. And I believe it's under power. There. That way it never logs us back out again. Alright. Very good. Alright, so again, so we can do the same thing. So age equals 10, just like they had it, and then we can use the type. Alright, and we'll take a look at age. Alright, types in int. Okay, types in int. Alright. But say we wanted to change that into a string now, so we can just use the str function on it now, and we'll take a look at that, and now it's a string. All right, so we've changed age from an int using the string function. Now we've changed it back. We changed it now into a string. Okay, just by using the string function, that automatically that turns that int now into a string. All right, a very easy peasy, a lemon and a squeezy. All right, now we're doing pretty good. Somebody's barging in. Who is it?
Why?
What's that, baby?
More time on the computer than you do with your wife.
Oh, she says I don't spend no time with her.
I'm hosting you twice. I'm asleep. My phone's charged.
Huh?
Computer's charging and the phone's charging.
Is that why you jumped off?
No, it's on.
Oh, are you on the stuff? Yeah.
I'm on 12.
Oh, that's cool. How are you?
Right.
Hmm?
You know, right? I didn't do Bob. Remember? I didn't do Bob. So maybe you're supposed to sleep out?
A two, man.
Yeah, that's me.
You're my two viewers, huh?
I'm
My wife's
hosting
my
on both
two
of my
viewers.
channels.
Thank you, baby. Appreciate that.
Can you only have one host? Or can you have more than one?
You can always have more than one host. How you doing?
Mm,
Were you streaming on
TikTok.
yeah.
It's still going. What's it like?
Oh, was nobody on it? Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that good looks on communicating with my boy Prosper. He's a nice guy. He's a real nice guy.
He comes on your channel whenever he can.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
He's awesome, dude. I love Prosper. Yeah, can you grab me some more? Is there any more coffee by any chance?
Yeah, made a 12 cup.
Yeah. We talking Hitman?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard his voice.
I don't talk to nobody on Saturday.
No, you don't talk to nobody on Saturday.
Can you put that over there just so I
Yeah.
No, you won't drink it.
Oh no, there's cream in it.
It's that much.
It's good. It's good. It's good. We love our Death Wish coffee around here. All right. So using the str, the string function, remember that's a string function, we can convert variables that are not strings to strings, and then concatenate them. All right. But we don't need to convert a number to a string for it to be in an argument for the print statement. Okay. Concatenate the strings and save the messages the way in the form variable message. Okay, so we're going to save it to the variable message. Okay. Oh, you're awesome, baby. Thank you very much, baby.
Give me mine.
I'll trade you.
Trade. I got no trade. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Want to have a seat?
When do I ever sit? Too busy being up and all over the place. All week.
Oh,
I'll be cleaning the house today.
yeah. All right, so we're going to concatenate the strings. I'm going to save it to the variable message. Now uncomment the print statement and run the code to see the results. All right. So let's do this. Steal this right here. Copy. Hit paste. I'm going to hit equal, and then we're going to concatenate all these strings together now. All right. String 1 plus, oops, not the equal sign, the plus sign. Whoa. What did I just do? Oh, did she? She's awesome. 3 plus 4 plus 5. What do we got? 6. Alright. Now we're going to uncomment this. And we'll run that. Alright. The wind which I can't say that word. Hitero carried us along was amazingly rapid. Sank at sunset to the night breeze. The soft air just ruffled the water and caused a pleasant motion along the trees as we approached the shore, from which it wafted the most delicate scent of flowers and hay. Oh, that's so beautiful. All right. Continue on. How are we looking up there? There we go. Good, huh? All right. Pipe plus equals. Ooh, plus equals. check out something real quick, guys. Yeah, there we go. All right. Just wanted to check out something real quick here. All right. So plus equals. Oh snap! Thank you for the hug. So let's see here. Python offers a shorthand for updating variables. When you have a number saved in a variable and you want to add to the current value of the variable, you can use the plus equals operator. All right. So first we have the variable with the number saved. Number of miles hiked equals 12. All right. Then we need to update the variable. Let's say that we hiked another 2 miles today. All right, so we're going to do the number hiked again with the plus equal sign, and now it's going to equal 14. So that's denoting again that we can add. We're going to add to the value of what we got. Okay, so if we came over here and again we gave it the let's print out here. Let's give it a new num. The new num equals, we'll say 5. Okay. All right, let's print new num. All right, new num equals 5. All right, cool. So let's do new num. All right, plus equals 5. Now let's print that back out again. Now we have 10. All right, you see how that worked? So we did the plus equals operator to the variable new num, all right, which then increased our value from 5 to 10, okay? All right. All right. Let's go back over. All right, let's continue on here. All right, above we ran, we keep running a count of the numbers of miles a person has gone hiking over time. Instead of recalculating from the start, we keep a grand total and update it when they're going to hike further. The plus equal operators can also be used for string concatenation, like so on. All right. So what do we got here? Hike caption. What an amazing time to walk through nature. Almost forgot the hashtags. So hashtag no filter, hashtag blessed. I love it. All right. We created a social media caption for the photography of nature we took on our hike, but then updated the caption to include one social media tag. We almost forgot. All right. So what do we got? We're doing a little bit of online shopping and we find a pair of sneakers. Right before we check out, we spot a nicer sweater and some fun books. All right, we also want to purchase. Use the plus equal operator to update the total price to include the price of a nice sweater and fun books. The price also includes the prices also include in the workspace are new sneakers, new sweater, and fun books. Okay, so we need to do that. All right, so what do we got? Total price, yada, yada, yada. Total price, yada, 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 yada. All right, so we needed to add also that. So we want to add the nice sweater and the fun books to the price as well. Okay. So let's steal this. Copy. Give me a little paste here. Copy. Paste. Come on, work for me. All right, total value is now $109. All right, very good. Guess how we did that? We gave it the plus equal operator, plus the, now we gave it the sweater value, $39, plus the fun book value, which is $20, giving us the total price is, and our updated value now of $109. All right. All right. The Hello World multi-strings. All right. Python strings are very flexible, but if we try to create a string that occupies multiple lines, we'll find ourselves face to face with a string syntax error. Python offers a solution, multi-line strings, by using the three quote marks, the triple quote marks. All right, so that's either using the triple quote double quotes or the single quote triple time. All right, triple quote. All right, but it has to be one or the other. Can't mix them up. All right. Instead of one, we can tell the program that the string doesn't end until the next triple quote. This method is useful if the string being defined contains a lot of quotation marks, and if we want to be sure we don't close it prematurely. All right, so closing that prematurely. So say if our string has a quote somewhere in it, we want to make sure that quote isn't going to close that string for us. All right. In the above example, we assign a famous poet's quote to a variable, even though the quote contains multiple line breaks. The code works. If a multi-line string isn't assigned a variable or used in an expression, is treated as a comment. All right. So assign this string. All right. So we're going to come over here. We'll copy that. And we're going to assign it to you. Say to you equals 1, 2, 3. All right. We'll give this a paste now. All right. And then we're going to hit it again with the 1, 2, 3. Let's run that. And there we go. And it exactly how it worked, it should have worked, okay? Very good. All right, we're doing pretty good. We've actually gone through 15 lessons so far. All right, review. In this lesson, we accomplished a lot of things. We instructed our computers to print messages. We stored these messages as variables, and we learned to update those messages depending on the part of the program we were in. We performed mathematical calculations and explored some of the mathematical expressions that Python offers us. We've learned about errors and about valuable skills that will continue to serve us as we develop our programming skills. Ooh, very nice. All right, let's create all these variables. Assign the variables using the knowledge and division concatenation. All right, so my age, 35, and we'll say half my age, copy, paste, half my age, and we're gonna say my age, we'll leave it my age, divided in half. All right. Greeting, copy. Greeting, hello. Hello, my. Say, copy, name, Joe, and greeting with my name, copy, paste, greeting with name. I want to say, we'll say greeting plus, and we'll say give it a space, right? And say name. So let's do like this to make it even cleaner. Hello, my. We'll space that name. Quote that there. Actually, we should space that so we don't have to space again. Another concatenation. We'll say name. All right. You know what? We can print that too. So let's print that over here. So let's print. You guys can make sure that we did it right. Okay. Hello, my name is Joe. Perfect. Very good. Very good. Woo 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 woo. All right, let's take the quiz. All right. So we got 13 questions, guys. Which of the following defines a variable? Which of the following define variables is a string? Is a string. Okay. So what do we got? We got cool variable 3. Clap, 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 clap. What is the value total cost of total cost that gets printed? So what do we got? 15, right? Yeah, we got 15. Woo woo. What is the number? What number is saved to the exponent value? All right, so 2 to the 4th. So 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th is 2, 2, 2. Joe's math is horrible. $16. How do you combine two strings? I know my math is horrible. So how do you combine two strings? String plus string. What is the difference between a float and an int? A float can be used with a whole number. An int can be used. Nope. A float contains text information. Nope. Float. Yep. There we go. A float represents a decimal quantity. An int represents a whole number. All right. Which of the following will produce a syntax error? Let's look for the syntax error. That's a variable equals a variable. Ooh, right there. So we have a single quote with a double quote with a single quote. That'll produce a syntax error right there. All right. What happens when running the following code? What happens when running the following code? Message equals, what a cool message. Ooh, we don't have that as a string. Python will throw a syntax error because the string isn't surrounded by quotes. Python will throw a syntax error because we didn't surround the what a cool message with quotation marks. We're doing pretty good. What is the output of the following code? So what do we got? What do we got? Cool number. So we got 42 divided by maybe 40, maybe 42. Yeah, it's going to be 42 nonetheless. We can take a look at that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 42. and then print. Yeah, it's going to be 42. I knew it was going to be 42. Because this is not saving anything to that variable. All right. So that's just we're just wanting. So that'd be like we want to just find out some information real quick of that variable, or we want to just do some quick arithmetic to that value, or we're not saving anything to that variable, nothing at all. So that the variable will still be 42. All right. How does one define a multi-line string in Python? So we have triple quotes. All right. This is really, I mean, that's really nothing at all, honestly. This comment, but we're not defining a multiple line comment. In the triple comment, that's just like overkilling comments. All right. But the triple quotes, either double or single quotation, so that's defining a multiple string in Python. All right. What character begins with the comment? So the comment sign. So the hashtag sign. So that's how you begin a comment in Python, with the hashtag sign. We're doing good, guys. Which function outputs text to the terminal? So we have the print. The almighty print function outputs text to the terminal. All right. What is a Python syntax for creating a variable and assigning the number 10 to it? What is the syntax for creating a variable and assigning the number 10 to it? Okay. So we're going to say, so what do we want? A variable name equals 10, right? Because remember, we can't have spaces. All right. This is creating a function. We're not creating a function. We're not using the equal sign here. All right. So it'll be variable name equals 10. All right. So, technically A and C would have worked. I guess we could take a look at that. How are you, gamer? Go! We'll say, there we go. M equals 10. False. False. So I believe the equal sign, is that what was it equals for A and C? So I believe the equal signs denotes for looking for truth. Because, so, I mean, if we were to do, all right, a double equals is for comparison. Yes. Yes. So, what is num? Num equals 42. So if we were to do num equals 42, we get true because we did num up here. But if we did num equals 10, we just changed num. So if we were to print num now, it is 10. And if we ran that same operator against it, now it's true because we just changed it to true. Gamer Golf, my good friend. What is the value of Mondello valuable in the following expression? So, 4 divided by that, and with the remaining left over, that gives us 2, right? 2. I believe it's 2. My math is horrible. So we'll say this. Actually, we can just do that. So 2. Woo 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 woo. 100%. So we're like I've been talking about with getting ready for DevNet Gamer Golf. I got to get back onto my I got to get squared up with my Python coding ability all over again, just because it's been such a like a long time since I've since I've done like everyday Pythoning, so this is the beginning of getting back into it all over again. So, well, hope you're having a good day today. All right, so this is new too. They've added some new they've added some actual uh, some projects early on into this. This is neat. All right, so what are we gonna do? Block letters, SQR. In the graphic design technique that uses a computer for presentation and consistent of the picture pieces together for individual characters. Write a Python program called initials.py that displays the initials of your name in the block letters as shown in the dip your toes into the SQR. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Happy coding. This is gonna be fun. All right, so what do we got? We got 5 tasks that we got to do. All right, take a look at the complete alphabet. And you'll find your initials. Notice how each block letter is 7 by 5 and forming letters itself. My initials are S and L, so my initial pi program outputs that. Let's go here. So we're looking for J and C, right? All right, let's figure out how we're going to build this now. Once you're ready, mark the task as complete. First, write 2 comments. All right. Any fun fact about yourself? Hey, we'll write 2 comments. We'll say hashtag Joey C, baby. A Joey C. Twitch streamer. Oh yeah. Alright. Output your first initial as a block. There are a few ways to do this. Press save to run your program. Let's try. Really didn't give me a else. Notice that each block letters forming the letters itself. That's no, that's not how it's doing it. Either. How is this? Let's actually take a look at their solution. Oh, that's cheating. I see what they did. Oh, that's simple. Ah, I see what they did. So this is how they denote to do this. So we'll say, yeah, 5Js. Cool. One, two, three, four, five. Denote spaces. Yeah, that'll make a space, right? 1, 2, 3, J. Right. 2 would be 3. We need 3. Start there. And how many? What is it? 5. Two, three, J. We can just copy and paste this a couple times so we're not just doing this like crazy guys. Come on, copy. So we got 1, 2, 3. So it's on the 5th one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need a double J in the front of that. No big deal. And then same thing again. All right. Copy that. Paste. Paste again. See how that looks real quick. All right, we can do the spaces then. Yeah, right. Yeah, it is pretty janky. I thought there'd be like some other way they wanted me to do that instead of this. Um, yeah, we can do this. Space that. Three. 1, 2, wait. Oh, 1, 2, 3. We can probably not right now, but we can improve upon this on how this is actually coded. CCC. Woo! My mind is blown right now. Don't forget to check all the tests before moving on. All right, so here, what we'll do, this is what we'll do, guys. Sheeny here. Let's bah. Does not like to copy this, does it? No, it doesn't. It does not like to do that. Actually, we'll do that again. Ill. No, I kind of would hate to do it all over again. It's not hard. Copy this output, maybe. It's not letting me paste that either. Not let me copy and paste. I just want to copy and paste. 3. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time doing this all over again. All right, let's just move on. All right, receipt for love seats. All right, here's a project we can do. All right, we've decided to pursue our dreams of a small business ownership and open up a small store called Lovely Love Seats. For NetSuite on the yada yada yada, which with our new profound Python program, we're going to build a step-by-step system to help speed up the process of creating receipts for our customers. In this project, we will be storing the names and prices of furnitures, catalogs, and variables. You will then process the total price of the list items of the customers, printing them out in the output terminal. Please note, projects do not run tests against your code. This experience is more of an open interpretation that gives you the freedom to explore. Remember that all variables must be declared before they are referenced in your code. If you get stuck during the project or you would like to see an experienced developer work through it, click the Get Help and more. Okay. Let's start our new project. All right, let's add in our first item the Lovely Love Seat, the store namesake. Create a variable called Lovely Love Seats. Copy. Hit it with the string. Here it is. We got that. First part done. Now let's see if I can copy and paste from here, since the other thing wasn't let me copy and paste. Something please copy. Wow. Still not letting me paste, is it? It's not letting me paste. I want to paste. Why do you hate the paste? Get to know what great. Let's create a price. Create a price for our love seats. Create a variable called lovely love seat price equals to 4. Remember, this is a float now because we gave it the 0.00, so that's a float. Okay. Let's extend our inventory to our character with our other characteristics of our furniture. Create a variable stylish tier description. Okay, it's going to equal a string. Good. Now let's set the price of the yep. All right. Copy. Paste. 80, 184. All right. So again, this is hopefully going to create a detailed receipt at the end of this. That's what that's what this intended project is to do. And we're going to see that output over here. Right. That is done. Move on to the next one. 5215. All right, so we're going to define, in order to do business, we need sales tax. Always need that sales tax. All right, it's going to equal to 0.088. All right. Our first customer is making their purchase. Let's keep a running tally of their expenses by defining a variable called customer one total. Okay. Since they haven't purchased anything yet, let's keep the variable set at 0. All right. We should also keep a list of the descriptions of things they are purchasing. Create a variable called customer one's itemization. All right, keep it with an empty string. All right, our customer has decided that they're going to purchase a lovely love seat. Add the price to their customer total. Okay. Cool. All right. Now remember how we do these, guys? We do the plus and then the equal sign. All right. And we can add the price. So the lovely love seat price right here, guys. That. All right. Let's keep track of the items that the customer's purchased. Okay. All right. Same thing. Copy. All right, and again, we're going to use the plus and the equal sign. All right, and we're going to get the description for the lovely love seat, right? Right. Description now. Let's get that description. Copy. All right. Our customer, this is a fun little one. Our customer has also decided to purchase the luxurious lamp. Let's add it to their total. Okay. Customer wants total. All right. Now remember the plus and the equal sign. Now we need the, what is it? The stylish lamp. That's what they're buying next. The luxurious lamp. Luxurious, not mine. All right. So we need the price. There it is. And let's add the itemization to it as well, because that'll probably be the next thing. Copy, paste. Remember the plus and the equal sign, guys. Let's add the description now. All right. So we've added that. We've added that. They're ready to cute exercise. It is a little cute little exercise too. Uh, they're ready to check out. Let's begin by calculating the sales tax. Create a variable called customer one sales tax. Sales tax. Set it to equal the customer total times the sales tax. Okay. Equal customer one's total times sales tax. All right. Add the sales tax to the customer one's total cost. So that would be customer one's total, again, hit up that, equals, and then customer one's tax. That to that. Perfect. Let's start by printing up the receipt. Begin by printing out the header of the itemization. So please print the phrase customer one's items. All right. Begin by printing out the header of the itemization. All right, so let's say print. And then we're gonna hit it with the print this. Okay. All right, now add this print customer one's total. Copy, paste. And then now print out their total. So again, we'll print and customer one's total. Copy, paste. All right, let's run this now and see how we did. All right, customer one's items. Lovely love seat. The Oh, okay. It did it right. It just didn't add like the spaces that I would have liked to see. But nonetheless, it still worked. That's cool. So there we go, guys. So we wrote a neat little program here to itemize. It's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? But at the end, we got the customer one's total items. So it gave a description of all their items that they bought that we've added up here. All right, even though it didn't give like the, I would have liked to, I guess I can add that. Where would I add that to? I guess I could. Yeah. So it would have to be. You're right. If I did it towards, let me just add it to both of them. I get all of them. So we'll do the backslash n, and then hit this with the backslash n, and hit this with the backslash n. And then we can print that again. There we go. There we go. Even though, and good looking out, Gamer Golf. I appreciate that. Even though, yeah, we added the backslash n to the Love Sleep description, which gave us this space right here. It's fine. You know, it just gives the like the code all around. It just gives it the everything together. You know what I'm saying? Everything. So if even if we were to add this somewhere else, the lovely Love Sleep description somewhere else, it would still give us this nice little space right here that we're kind of looking for. So yeah, cute little exercise. Again, gave us a nice little a total right there. Yeah, cool. That's fun. Bloop. All right. Start next article. User input. So far we covered how to assign variables directly in Python file. However, we often want users of programs to enter new information into the program. How can we do this? It turns out another way to assign a variable to a variable is through the input. While we output a variable using the print, we assign information to a variable using the input. Ooh, the input. The input function requires a prompt, which will print out for the user before they enter the new information. For example, input, do you like snakes? In the example above, the following occurred. The program would print, do you like snakes? For the user. The user would enter the information, e.g., yes, I have 7 pythons as pets, and press the enter button, and then the variable like snakes would be assigned a value. All right, try constructing a statement using that. All right, let's go over here, and we can write something, guys. Let's do that. See, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of that. We can just use, and let me zoom in. Bloop. All right. So we did the print. We'll say, how are you today? Print input. I guess we don't need to have that. Question. I'll say QU question 1 equals input are you today? How are you today? And we can say, good. And now every time we print Q1, nope. It'll print good, just like that. We can clean that up too in a better way. Credit card if the bucks. I pity my credit card if the Bucks win next weekend. Oh no! How much have you bet on the game, Gamer Golf? So we can clean that up a little bit too. So we can do like this. Oh, you've been buying a ton of clothing. So we can can clean this up by doing something like this, the \n, and then hitting that with a something like this. This is how I've done it before on code. So it looks a little bit prettier. See, and then it asks you a nice little question, how are you today? And then you can input with the good. All right, we can even clean that up even better too. If we were to add a space, maybe, add a question mark here. And then it gives us a nice little space on that code too. Huh. Now, again, we can just hit it with that with the print. Q_1 again. And it gives us the same type of result. So just different ways to make your code pretty much do what you want it to do. Get out of there. I've been buying a ton of clothing. Should be a good game. I can't believe what's his name is doing so well there. You know, it again this football year, right? Definitely. I wonder if we can stream that. I wonder if I get in trouble if I were to stream that. I don't know. I don't know. The NFL gets goofy about streaming things, but I don't know if I have it. I don't know. Sometimes you can do stuff like that, then sometimes you can't. So, yeah, so we've gone over some just simple coding today, guys, and some Python. Oh, there we go. Fill in the blanks. Equals Banhammer. Stream on Discord. All good. You're probably right on that one. Probably right on that one. Here we go. Wait. Flightless birds. Input. What is your favorite bird? Check answer. Woo, we got it. All right, we actually completed a whole entire lesson today. That was pretty good, guys. Oh, that was pretty good. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna I'll be right back, everybody. How's that? Gonna go grab something real quick. Where's my be right back thing? There it is. Thank you guys for hanging around. Said let me make a quick pit stop. A quick pit stop. All right, now let's do this now. Since I said this was I gonna do today. We're just gonna say this is lab. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. No, I'm not. Save that. Let's go over here. I'm gonna log into GitHub real quick, guys. All right, guys. Just logged into GitHub real quick. Yeah. Just gonna drop this right in here. All right, I'm just gonna call it lab, and we'll give it today's date. What's today? 1/30/20. First lab. And we're going to commit it right to the main. We'll commit that. And there we go. So again, guys, I've made another hook again. If you guys are going the Discord, there you go. You could just take a look. You can take a look at what we did in Python today, and it's just pretty much all the stuff that we were just messing about in here. It wasn't. We really didn't write. We really didn't write like a program per se. But it is just, again, what I'm trying to do is just keep, you know what I'm saying, just you guys can take a look at what I'm doing as we're going along here. So you guys, again, take a look at the code that we did and the kind of examples that we went over. All right. So yeah, guys, this how long have we been going for today? Where are we at? Where are we at? What are we at today? Let me take a quick look. See. There, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. All right. Well, I got 2.5 hours so far today. So, what I guess I'm gonna do from here, and thank you very much, Gamer Golf. I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna be streaming later too. But I gotta take a quick nap because I got work tonight. I'm finally going back to work, and I gotta be at work at 9 o'clock. So I gotta make sure I get at least some sleep in before I gotta get ready to go to work over the overnight. But my plan is to stream back on tonight. I'll be on around the same time. Yeah, no, I'll be on. Tonight, and I'll probably be on tomorrow too. Gamer Golf, and good looking out, man. I appreciate you always coming by. I love the support. So again, we'll be on later on tonight and possibly tomorrow too. So you guys have a good night. Let's see if I could possibly raid anybody while we're talking. Some music. Let's see who we got. Anybody I've ever not? Who's like a super small? That ending scene always breaks for some reason. I don't know what it is. All right, let's go. Who should I raid? Really nobody on right now. I don't know. Let's go say hi to. He's only got 2 people. I like saying hi to people who really, don't have too many people in their stream. Spelling that name right? Yeah. All right. All right, guys. You guys have a good night, and I will see you guys later. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, that username is invalid. Hold on. That's why I spelled it wrong. All right, there we go. Let's go say hi. Boom, 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 boom.